Hey.
Hello. Hi, Adam.
Hey, good morning, Jill.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I was just about to check the other meetings to see if you started under a different one.
I did. I went into the high speeds and got out
man.
real quick and then jumped in this one. Yep, I did. But I got out real quick.
Nice.
So,
It's
how
all
are
good.
you?
Good.
Good.
Doing
Are
good.
you at Starbucks?
Oh yeah.
I
Hence
like
the
that.
big siren over Seattle picture behind me.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you're all ready to go. You've got your Starbucks. I'm envious.
Yeah, except I got a coffee and I needed room to put cream in it, but they didn't leave any room. So I put like 2 drops of cream and I had to like wait till it cools down so I could sip it down a little bit.
Oh no. Yeah.
Cream.
Yeah, that is the one thing I can never get used to. It's so hot.
I know.
It's scalding hot.
I never like them when they're like super duper hot.
Oh.
It's got to be cool enough to drink.
Yeah, I have to have mine like room temperature. I'm weird.
Yeah, mine's pretty close to that. People think I'm weird too. I'm gonna go throw some cream in it real quick because it's just not cool enough that I
go
sip
ahead.
it down.
I'll go ahead and get started. Actually, I can probably wait because we don't have anybody else in the class. So.
So much better.
All right. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started.
All right.
Go ahead and mute you, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
All righty. All right. So we're going to start out with the finger dexterity drill. Ready? Streak, swell, thorn. Flirt, plush, shift. Cloak, flower, prince. Swim, dodge, sty. Skull, climb, flex. Sleeve, front, probe. Clutch, skip, clear. Prim, float, preach. Glance, shame, graft. Plant, style, cliff. Clam, fling, prod. Blame, drag, blind. Stuck, floor, dream. Speed, slash, flint. Trees, crate, fluff. Skin, clock, while. Prick, spell, thing. Sleek, grade, thread. Snow, fright, snooze. Tread, strain, treat. Sweep, third, glad. Speak, sleet, fresh. Grouch, wheat, flop. Blunt, brick, cheese. Thrift, charge, bluff. Whim, crab, cheek. Grim, fruit, them. Plant, grab, check. Cheer, bread, sneer. Froze, sway, strike. Grand, slick, chart. Crude, roast, these. Whack, with, thug. Thief, stream, lift. Sheet, fret, sweet. Ground, brain, snake. Creek, slight, thigh. All right. Let's do some consonant compounds that are doublets. Here we go. Steady grip. Marked cards. Clear glass. Snowstorm. Great threat. Frail child. Clean pants. Grilled trout. Gray stripe. Drop cord. Cheap shot. Plastic trim. Blue sky. Great trip. Brief stay. Thin blouse. Cross stitch. Double play. Quick twist. Cold spell. Cruel sneer. White clouds. Dark brown. Bridge span. Smoke stack. Shrill squeal. warm breeze, blood stain, slow drip, black stripe. All right. Let's do some names and addresses. Here we go. L.W. Brunzell, Brunsell, 1436 Norfolk Drive, Downers Grove, Illinois, 60516. Elizabeth L. Koppenhaver, Koppenhaver, 2350 Croydon Place, San Leandro, California, 94570. Penny B. Connolly, Connally, 26 Forest Street, Randolph, Vermont, 05060. Mrs. Sheila C. Brown, Brown, Route 6, Box 434, Ashland, Kentucky, 41001. Kathy L. Camp, CAMP, International Ocean Marketing, P.O. Box 24, Hinsdale, Michigan, 48867. Peter K. Murphy, MURPHY, Consulate General, APO, New York, 09794. Mrs. Nancy Lee Shanlin, SHANLIN, MS and CRC, Building B, 4th floor, 2201 Hempstead Turnpike, East Meadow, New York, 11554. Bonnie M. Cahill, KAHILL, 1115 Leansville Avenue, Avenel, New Jersey, 07001. Melissa A. Cole, COLE, Route 7, Gunby Road, Salisbury, Florida, 33064. All right. Now, I've got some locations with their zip codes. These are strict locations. Here we go. Cheyenne, Wyoming, 82001. Little Rock, Arkansas, 72254. Phoenix, Arizona, 85018. Dover, Delaware, 19901. Hartford, Connecticut, 06134. Atlanta, Georgia, 30358. Tallahassee, Florida, 32301. Boise, Idaho, 83762. Springfield, Illinois, 62790. Des Moines, Iowa, 50336. Topeka, Kansas, 66721. Lansing, Michigan, 48931. Annapolis, Maryland, 21421. Jefferson City, Missouri, 65101. Helena, Montana, 59601. Trenton, New Jersey, 08651. Carson City, Nevada, 88701. Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87528. Albany, New York, 12202. Columbus, Ohio, 43253. Bismarck, North Dakota, 58501. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 17104. Salem, Oregon, 97341. Columbia, South Carolina, 29230. Salt Lake City, Utah, 84103. Pierre, South Dakota, 57501. Richmond, Virginia, 23297. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70858. Madison, Wisconsin, 57303. And Charleston, West Virginia, 25341. All right. Now I've got some consonant compounds that are in sentences. It's final consonants CH, CHD, SH, and SHD. Okay, here we go. The dog was leashed and curbed. They pitched and washed the peaches. It was attached to the leash. He thrashed about in a crushed position. Have you ever crashed and been crushed? Wash your hands when they are slashed. She wished away the blemish. The pitcher had a new pitch. They were lashed and slashed like trash. Don't disturb Barb. I beseech you to empty the trash. The clothes were bleached as they were washed. He flashed a signal before he crashed. Don't be rash when you go down the hatch. Before he crashed, he switched the pitch. He patched the rabbit's hutch. They thrashed the threshold. Even though the dogs were leashed, they were crushed. We patched the carburetor and washed it. Did you ever see or eat a bleached peach? All right. I've got one more for you. One more consonant compound drill, and this is on the initial side, okay? Here we go. He has to splurge when he has money. They made a splashy appearance. She spluttered an excuse. The ring was splendid. You can't explore while you splore. Do you vote a split ticket? I have a splitting headache. See a doctor if you have splenic discomfort. The spline on the screen split. He wore a splint after removing these splinters. He splurged and bought a splashboard. Spliced the splendid flimsy film. There was a splotch on his spleen. The split tail made a splash. Split worms do not have split wings. A splash block is needed immediately. She splashed and splashed while swimming. He wore a splendid splint after the accident. Right. Now, this is going to focus on your, possessive your, contraction your, and you are. Okay, here we go. Your desk is clean. Your home is beautiful. Your time is my time. You're the right person. You're a success right now. You're taking a long trip. You are going to win. You are going to try. You are going to go. Your worth was great. Your car needs washing. Your smile sparkles. You are perceptive. You are quite right. You are never late. You're looking very well. You're the best one there. You're going to be called. You're falling fast asleep. Your vote does count. You are a clever one. Your hair is too long. You are happy now. You're going to do it well. Your friends are here. You're difficult to see. You are seeking him. You are here at last. Your car is wrecked. You're leaving today. You are a good salesman. Your future looks bright. You're winning the big race. Your bid is the best. You're our last hope. You are saying what? You are very prompt. Your dog was lost. You're one to talk. Perhaps you're too young. You are getting the point. Your seat has been taken. You're probably right. Your test was graded. You are finally there. You are much too generous. We will hear your side now. You're being very stubborn. You're home at last. Your wife is calling. You are the last one. You're trustworthy. You are dealing now. Your voice is very soft. All right. Now I've got some briefs that are in sentences. Okay, so just let me know if there's anything that you're not sure about. So you're going to hear cooperate, cooperation, defend, defense. Do you know? Do you recall? Do you remember? For example, had been, have been, has been. Do you have? Identification. Is that correct? Is that right? Little, living room, judgment, bedroom, bathroom. That is correct. That is right. Conversation, children, bedroom, bathroom, at which time, at what time, at this time, at this, at the time, at the same time, at that time, at that point, at the present time, at any time, at all times, approximation, approximately, approximate, driveway, freeway, highway, roadway, green light, yellow light, red light, stoplight, street light, traffic light, brake light, flashing light. Here are your sentences. For example, he walked away. Can you talk and read at the same time? Do you remember the date? At that location, they were there. Do you recall the time? She was present at that time. Where was he at that point? Do you know if they are going? Come in at any time. Let's eat in the dining room. Be seated at all times. They had a weak defense. At the present time, I'm unable to attend. I will defend the argument. He gave us an approximation. They gave us their full cooperation. It is approximately 2 miles. Can you approximate that? Did they cooperate with you? At the time she was on the phone. They had been waiting for 3 hours. I believe they were at this diner. At this time, I think he was there. We have been scheduled for 3 o'clock. Do you have any identification? At what time did he arrive? He has been there before. He was there, is that correct? Do you know at which time he came? The bathroom is on the left side. They did the job, is that right? It is a cute little house. Her bedroom is at the end of the hall. The living room is quite large. Can you check on the children? Can you make a judgment on the case? We had a brief conversation. My bedroom and bathroom are a mess. That is correct, I was involved. That is right, he was there. The flashing light caused the accident. The car's brake light was out. The workers were near the traffic light. Why didn't you stop for the street light? The stoplight is not working. I proceeded through the green light. Don't run the red light. The yellow light caught me off guard. The roadway has several curves. Highway 101 is a beautiful route. Our freeway is always crowded. The driveway is slick. All right. One last drill for you. This is going to be Monopoly properties. Here we go. Pennsylvania Railroad, Waterworks, St. James Place, Marvin Gardens, Baltic Avenue, Mediterranean Avenue, Reading Railroad, Tennessee Avenue, Pacific Avenue, North Carolina Avenue, New York Avenue, Oriental Avenue, Vermont Avenue, Kentucky Avenue, Short Line, Indiana Avenue, Connecticut Avenue, St. Charles Place, Illinois Avenue, Short Line, Park Place, Boardwalk, Atlantic Avenue, B&O Railroad, Ventnor Avenue, Virginia Avenue, States Avenue, Electric Company. All right. Let's move on to literary. All right. Here we go. And I'm going to start this at 120 and I will work my way to 160, okay? This is kind of argument of counsel. So it's kind of in between literary and jury charge. Okay, here we go. If the court please, this suit was brought pursuant to an audit of the Auditor of Public Accounts of the Board of Supervisors of Brown County, wherein the auditors charged that unlawful and illegal payments in the amount of $547,805.37 were made by the members of the Board of Supervisors of Brown County. The bill of complaint charges that the actions of the defendants constitute willful neglect and total disregard for the duties of the officer of supervisor and a breach of the obligations and trust imposed upon such supervisors, respectively, as public officials, for which breach the defendants and their bonding companies are liable. The bill of complaint charges that defendants failed to comply with the statutory requirements in making the expenditures for which recovery is sought, and that the minutes of the board do not show the necessary conditions to have existed for the making of valid contracts for the purchases for which recovery is sought, and that certain of the accounts were false and fraudulent, and for materials not rendered or delivered. The answer of the defendants was a general denial of such charges. The defendants appear to rely on the general rule of law announced in the Thompson case and succeeding cases to the effect that a board of supervisors or its individual members are not personally liable for expenditures where the object is within the jurisdiction, that there has been an error of judgment or mistake in the exercise of legal power, and that the defendants relied on the advice of their counsel. There are involved in this case 75 invoices with a total of more than 175 items. The defendants contend that the board advertised bids on an annual basis and received one bid from Jones Construction Company, and that all items shown on the invoices were contracted at or below the bid price. However, the proof shows that there was no bid of any type on 45 of the items appearing on such invoices, totaling more than $160,000. Mr. Jenkins, the former attorney for the board, when he testified, stated that if he had been asked, can the defendant do it under general bids? can they execute contracts such as were shown in the invoices under general bids, he would have advised them that they could not, which is in contrast with the testimony of the defendants that they had acted on the advice of legal counsel. Mr. Walter White, one of the defendants, testified that the board avoided advertising for bids wherever possible. Mr. Abel also testified that they tried to restrict the bidding as much as possible. The cases and citations of the defendants are intended to, and they do cover cases of error or mistake. The proof in this case shows a continuous and deliberate disregard of the statutes. The citations relied upon by the defendants do not afford protection in this case. It is acknowledged that the Thompson case and all its succeeding cases say that when the defendants in past cases have not followed the statutory procedures because of error or mistake, then they were not personally liable. But if it was not an error or a mistake, then personal liability was incurred. And the defendants here have admitted that as individual members of the Board of Supervisors, they went out on the side of the road with Thomas Parker and negotiated orally a contract between the two of them in violation of some 12 statutes requiring the board to act as a board and to advertise for bids for work of this nature, to declare on the minutes of the board that such work was necessary, and to let bids to the lowest bidder after he has posted a bond to ensure that the county received the work that was done for the price that was bid. The first of those sections of the statute that were violated was Section 578, which is the statute calling for annual bids on materials, equipment, and supplies, and also for any contracts that are to be let during that 12 months period, calling for the plans and specifications to be on file with the clerk and for a bond for the work to be done. Section 595 of the code describes the method of construction and maintenance, and this is the code section that all of the invoices were stamped as being done under the authority of. The testimony and the evidence in this case show that 595 was not followed in any of its form, because in no instance was there any entry on the board minutes showing that such a job was necessary. There was never a bid taken on these jobs, and the defendants both testified that there was no effort made to take a bid. There were no plans and specifications, and there was no declaration of necessity, which goes to the heart of that very statute. In Section 217, it sets out again how contracts for the work were made, which simply states in effect that for anything over $100, it must be advertised. The low bid must be accepted. The plans and specifications must be on file, and a bond filed to cover the work. Now, Section 217 also deals with contracts for truck hire and refers to the hiring of trucks for public works over the sum of $250. The requirements for the hiring of those trucks are specifically set out in this statute. At the end of that statute, it says very plainly, any board of supervisors failing to comply with the terms of this statute shall be liable on the bond of each member of the board voting to let said contract to the full amount of said contract apportioned among the members voting therefor. Even if the defendants were to rely on a conclusion as based on the Thompson case, this statute was passed at a date since any of the late cases were decided. This is a very important item and also has never been considered insofar as we have been able to determine by the Supreme Court in any of its decisions, and the 75 invoices are replete with truck hire. And of course, the defendants have admitted that this procedure and this statute were not followed. Your Honor, Section 282 says, contracts shall not be made in vacation. All right. Let me just date this. All right. How was
Have you
that?
seen? Oh, it was good.
Good.
Did you ever get up to 160?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
I guess
did.
that's a good sign.
Yep. I started at 120, then I went to 140, and then at the end I hit 160.
Cool.
Yeah. Very
Have
good.
you seen Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Did you
Yes.
notice that the name in there was Walter White?
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that.
You didn't notice it?
No,
Oh,
I didn't
man.
even think of that. Oh my gosh.
Bummer.
How funny is that?
Is that one that they changed? Like, obviously, I think all the names and all the transcripts are changed, right?
Yeah. Somebody changed all of the names here.
Deliberately Walter
I've
White.
had, this is one though that I've had since I taught back in, gosh, let's see here. Let me look at some of the dates. 1998.
20 years
So,
ago, huh?
Yep. Because I kept, thank goodness, I kept a lot of my work from when I taught before. And ironically, I put it in a bin in my garage in the rafters. So I never, because I had so much material at Sage. So then when it closed, I got it all down and then just changed the dates and you know what I mean?
Stuff to use, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
And the names are already changed, so I don't have to worry about that. And of course I've got new material as well, but a lot of it is from what I used to have, which it's been a huge relief and help. But that is kind of fun.
Where did you teach before Sage?
It was Sage, but it was California School of Court Reporting.
Oh, okay.
So it was
and then
called,
they became Sage and got all new material?
Yep. We got all new material, and we
and they
don't get
moved
me
to
wrong.
Moreno Valley, right?
Yep, and moved from
That's when they
Riverside.
became Sage?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So when it became Sage, wasn't long after that when I went back out in the field, and then I worked for years, and then we moved to Oregon for 6 years, and then I came back. So it was like a full circle,
Nice.
for me. Yeah.
Where'd you live in Oregon?
Bend.
How'd you like that?
It's beautiful.
It's a pretty small town, right?
Yes. Well, it's growing like crazy, but the difference is, because now I think they have like 70,000 people, but there's no large towns by it. So like the closest town would be Portland, big city, and that's 3 hours away. So we were on the east side of the Cascade Mountains, so we got a lot of snow. So it wasn't like Portland, a ton of snow. Like we would start getting snow in October, and
what?
Oh yeah,
all the way through like April.
So I work for the school district there. I remember our last year there, the last day of school, it was snowing. So that was in June. Yeah, I couldn't do the time span of how much snow we got. You know what I mean?
So I worked in Forest Falls in 2011.
Okay.
And there was tons of snow on the ground in June.
Yeah.
Never seen it since, but I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I was like, how is there snow on the ground?
Yes, I know. By June, you're just thinking, okay, yeah.
Right?
And like Easter,
ridiculous.
It wasn't like the kids there can wear Easter dresses and Easter, you know what I mean? Like you think Easter here, like you give your kids
springtime.
a bathing suit. Oh no, you're wearing your winter clothes and
nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're obviously a fan of the sun, so
I am.
That wasn't great for you.
Everybody kept telling me, you'll get used to it. No, I never got used to it.
Bummer.
I
I
think
like Oregon, and I like that it's cooler and like rain and stuff, but I wouldn't want to be like where you have to like shovel out your driveway to get out.
That was us. It
So,
wasn't like Portland where we got rain. We didn't get a lot of rain. We either had snow or we had sun. But sometimes when it was sunny, it was more cold because there's no cloud cover to
yeah,
keep the warmth in. So
yeah.
there were some times where I would go to work and it would be like one time it was 19 below zero, and you run from your car to
Dang.
yeah. And then you have to wear
Wow.
these things called yak tracks because on your shoes,
Oh yeah.
there would be a sheet of ice and you would get out of your car and then like fall on your back because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was like, yeah,
Dang.
don't get me wrong, it's beautiful, but they literally only have like, I would say 6 weeks of warm weather, and warm weather is like, it's like 90, 80s and 90s. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should take your
1
wife if
week.
you ever want to go and visit.
Oh,
It's
6 weeks.
beautiful. It's in the summer, go in August.
Okay.
You can do things like
Mhm.
float down the river. You start at the top and it takes you through the town. And then there's a shuttle that'll take you back
Oh
to your
yeah.
car. So there's a lot of things to do that don't require money, and it's a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
it's different.
We used to do that in Red Bluff where I used to live.
Okay.
Sacramento River goes right through it, so you'd like tube down the river all the time. You like tube down to the dam and then get out, go back up
That's awesome.
like several times a summer. But it would be like 120 in the summer, and then but it would be like down into the 20s in the winter. So you got the good season blend.
Yeah, you got a good
I kind of
season.
miss it. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, see, if it were more, I don't know. I needed a little bit more of the warmth, but even like in the summertime when you got in the river, the water is melted snow, so you had to have a raft that would take you above the water. You can't just lay in the water because your extremities will go numb. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how it was up there. It's the Shasta River, or it's the Sacramento River, and it was all melted snow. It was like 32, 31 degrees, and it just wasn't freezing because it was moving.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot different from like the Colorado River that we're used to.
Right? I haven't even been there yet. I haven't been to a river since I've been down here.
You should go to the Colorado River.
Where do you go to get in the Colorado River?
Huh?
Oh, in Arizona. Oh yeah, that's the one that goes through the Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah, the Colorado River is huge. I mean, you could go to Parker. You could go Lake Havasu. It flows into the Lake Havasu. There's Lake Mead. And it's so warm. I mean, the water is so warm, and really, it's only about a 4.5, 5 hour drive if you wanted to go to like Parker. So we go every summer. That's
nice.
Yeah, it's like our whole family gets
Parker,
together.
Arizona.
Yeah.
You guys like camp out over there?
Yeah. Well, my dad has a vacation home there, so we stay there. And
isn't that where your daughter like had the gate incident?
Yep, that's where the gate. Yep, that just settled, by the way. So finally.
Really?
So how many years has that been? And it just settled. So.
Man.
Yeah, finally.
Dude, so did she. So what she was suing for it to like get, or what? Yeah, what was the settlement?
Basically, she just wanted her medical bills paid for,
Okay.
And that's exactly what she got. She had to pay her attorney more because he did like a contingent fee. It was based on the win, which they charge more. I think they take like I want to say a third of what but it all worked out because she got her medical paid for, and that's all she wanted,
Okay, so she got granted more. She got granted the attorney's fees.
Yes. Yep.
Nice.
And it paid for her attorneys. Yep. Exactly.
Good.
Yeah. So it all worked out, but man, that took a long time. I mean, it's been what?
Yeah, seriously.
Years?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So.
Dang.
Yeah.
So wait, has this been like in process for 5 years, or
Yeah,
did
it
she
just
wait a
kind
while?
of not yeah, it just seems like it takes forever to get, I don't know, to get the,
To get
and I don't
settled
really
and
know if
stuff?
like the attorneys kind of
Get a
put you on
ruling?
the back burner because you're on a contingency fee, so they're not getting the fee up front. I don't really know, but
Uh-huh.
it just seemed like they always filed their whatever they had to file right at the last minute before it would expire, you know. But finally,
That
it never went
sucks.
to court, so they settled out of court, and you
Oh,
know,
really?
yeah. So
Dang.
yeah. So, anyways, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and do some jury charge, and this is on
Okay.
evaluating evidence. In fact, my daughter told me that she's got her deposition transcript from when she had her deposition, and I told her I want
Uh-huh.
it because I want to read it to you guys. And of course, I'll change the names, but you're gonna know, when you hear the gate.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sweet.
So, all right.
Get it.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna get it. Yes, I will. All right. Here we go. And I'm gonna start at 120, but I'm gonna work my way to 160. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, upon retiring to the jury room, you will select one of your number to act as foreman. Neither by these instructions nor by any words uttered or remark made by the court during this trial does or did the court intimate or mean to give or wish to be understood as giving an opinion as to what the proof is or what it is not, or what the facts are in this case, or what are not the facts therein. It is solely and exclusively for the jury to find and determine the facts, and this they must do from the evidence. And having done so, then apply to them the law stated in these instructions. The instructions given to the jury are and constitute one body and series, and should be so regarded and treated by the jury. And that is to say, they should apply to them the facts as a whole and not detach or separate any one instruction from any or either of the others. Preliminary to your being accepted and sworn to act as jurors in this case, you were examined by both plaintiff and defendant as to your competency and qualifications to act as jurors. As a part of this examination, each of you answered all questions asked by both plaintiff and defendant. Your answers showed that you were competent and qualified to act as jurors, and the parties to the suit accepted you as jurors on the faith of the truth of your answers. The answers you then made to such questions in regard to your competency, qualifications, fairness, lack of prejudice, and freedom from passion and sympathy are as binding on you now as they were then, and so remain until you are finally discharged from further consideration of the case. It would be improper and unlawful for any of you to disregard those answers that rendered you competent jurors. The jury are instructed that all reference to evidence in this instruction means only such evidence as the court has admitted in this case. Evidence offered but which was excluded by the court is not entitled to and must not be received by any consideration from the jury in determining the case. Neither must the jury give any consideration to, nor be influenced by, any evidence which they may have heard, but which was afterwards stricken out by order of the court. Evidence which was stricken out by the court must be totally ignored and treated as if it had not been heard. The instructions given to the jury by the court must be accepted by them as the law governing the case. The jury will not be justified in finding a verdict contrary to the law as laid down in the instructions given by the court in this case. The jury are instructed that, in this case, the plaintiff is suing for commission as a broker on the sale of a certain piece of real estate formerly held by the defendant as trustee, and the burden of proving by a preponderance of all the evidence that the defendant was and is indebted to the plaintiff as claimed by him is upon the plaintiff. In order to recover, the plaintiff must prove by a preponderance of the evidence that the plaintiff was the procuring cause of the sale made by defendant to Hart and Newton. So if the plaintiff has failed so to prove by a preponderance of the evidence, or if you believe the evidence upon that issue preponderates in favor of the defendant, or you are unable to say on which side is the preponderance of the evidence, your verdict should be for the defendant. The jury are instructed that while, as a matter of law, the burden of proof is upon the plaintiff, and it is for him to prove his case by a preponderance of the evidence, still, if the jury finds that the evidence bearing upon the plaintiff's case preponderates in his favor, although but slightly, it will be sufficient for the jury to find the issues in his favor. The preponderance of evidence in a case is not alone determined by the number of witnesses testifying to a particular fact or state of facts. In determining on which side the preponderance of evidence is, the jury may take into consideration the number of witnesses testifying to a particular fact or state of facts, and they may also take into consideration, so far as shown by the evidence, the opportunities of the several witnesses for seeing or knowing the things about which they testify, their conduct and demeanor while testifying, their interest or lack of interest, if any, in the result of the lawsuit, the probability or improbability of the truth of their several statements in view of all the evidence, facts, and circumstances proved at the trial. And from all these facts and circumstances, and a full consideration of all the evidence, determine upon which side is the greater weight or preponderance of the evidence. Okay, let's move into Q&A. All right, so I'm going to start at 120, work my way to 160, okay? And yeah, it's going to be defense questioning. We'll start out with the dog bite case. Daniel, can you tell me what you mean when you say you were almost over the fence when the dog grabbed your leg? I was about to put my foot over. Which foot was it you were about to put over? My left. Had you taken your foot off the fence at all to start to lift it, to put it over when you first felt the dog bite your right leg? No. Do you remember whether or not the dog bit you more than once? Or was it just one time? It just grabbed me once, but then it just pulled me off. So you felt the dog grab onto you, and then he didn't let go until the van came. Until the van came, you don't ever remember him biting you and letting go and then biting again? No. Did you feel any part of your body get scraped by the fence at all? No, my arm. Your arm? Yeah. What part of your arm? Right here. Let the record show he is pointing to the right wrist. Did it leave a mark? Yes. Right here. Okay. When the dog bit your leg, did the dog pull you off of the fence, or did you jump off of the fence? He pulled me off. And you landed onto your left foot? Yes. And were you up against the fence when you landed on your left foot? Or was there some distance between? There was a little bit of distance. Were your hands still holding onto the fence when you landed on your left foot? Yes. Did you ever turn your back to the dog to climb up onto the fence? No, I just held out my hands. Were you facing the dog when the dog came onto the driveway? Yes. Was your back to the garage at that time? Yes. Do you remember how far the dog was away from you when you first started to try and climb the fence? No. When you first started to go to climb the fence, was the dog coming at you? Yeah. Was he walking or running, or? He was walking and then he started to run. Did he start to run after or before you started to climb the fence? After. Did you keep looking at the dog while you were trying to climb the fence? Yeah. Did you keep looking at the dog when he first came onto the driveway? Yeah. Did you continue to watch the dog from the time you first came onto the driveway to the time when he bit your leg? Yeah. Now, when the dog first came onto the driveway, where was Josh? He was by the corner of the right side of the fence. When you say the right side of the fence, that, as you're facing the house, comes across the driveway? No, he was by the bottom on the driveway on the opposite side that I was on. I was on this side and he was on this side. Can you show us on photograph E? Right there. Okay, right there where my thumb is that where Josh was? Yes. For the record, we're looking at the corner of the fence where it meets the driveway on the right side of the driveway. As one looks, wait, no, that's not correct. Your thumb is so big, it's covering the whole driveway. Okay, let's do it again. See the point of my pen? Yeah. Is my pen pointing to the area where Josh was? Yes. Okay, for the record, my pen is pointing to the area where the corner of the fence meets the right side of the driveway as one looks from the street towards the house. Yes. At that time, where was, that was in photograph E? Where was Chad? He was in the garage about to run into the house. And that was when the dog first came onto the driveway? Yes. He was already inside the garage? Yeah. How far inside the garage was he at that time? Like when you first step a foot in there, right there. Just barely gotten into the garage? Yeah. Was he walking towards the house or running towards the house at that time? Or was he just standing there? He was just standing there. And how long after the dog first got onto the driveway did Chad start to go into the house? When the dog started to run towards me. Now, did you see what? Strike that. Did you ever see Josh leave that area of the driveway that he was at when the dog first came onto the driveway? No. You said earlier that he had ran off to a neighbor's house? Yeah. Is that true? Yes. As you're facing the house, did he run to the right side of the driveway or to the left side of the driveway? Right. So the house that he ran to was on the right side of your house as you're facing your house? Yes. How long after the dog first came onto the driveway did Josh start running to the neighbor's house? Once the dog started to run towards me. So when the dog started to run towards you, then Chad ran into the house and Josh at the same time ran to the neighbor's house? Yes. How long after the dog started running at you did you go to climb the fence? Once he started to walk towards me. Before he even started running? Yeah. How long after he started walking towards you did you go to climb the fence? Right when he started walking, I started to climb the fence. So was it after his first step or second step? First. Now, when you were inside the house, did Josh come back to the house or was he already there? Once the dogs got in the van, Josh ran into the house. Where was he when the dogs got into the van? He was at the neighbor's house. You could see him there. Yeah, he was trying to get in the gate, but it was locked. The gate here in photograph F was locked? No, our neighbor's house. Oh, okay. When the van came up, do you know where Chad was at? Yeah, he was already in the house. When you first went into the house, did you see Chad? Yeah. Where was he at? In the kitchen crying. Where was Josh? Running into the house when How long were you at the house after you first went in, before you went to the emergency room by the ambulance? For about 15 minutes. Did you see Josh crying at all during that 15 minutes? Yeah. Were they crying for that whole time? Yeah. When you got back from the hospital, from the emergency room that day, the day that you were bitten, did you talk to Josh or to Chad? No, because it was time to go to sleep. Were they awake when you got home? Yeah, they were at the neighbor's house. Do you know if they came home before you went to sleep? Yeah, they came home, yeah. And how long were they at home before you went to sleep that night? I don't know. Did you talk to them at all that night? No. Were they crying at that time? Yeah. When they were at home? Yeah. After you got home from the emergency room? Yes. Did you ever talk to Josh or to Chad after the night or the day of the dog bite about the dog bite? No. Never talked to them at all about it? No. Did you ever hear them talking to each other about the dog bite? No. They never asked you any questions about your leg or anything? Yeah. What did they ask you? Well, like, what did it feel like and stuff like that? When was that? Like the day after that. What did you tell them? I don't know. It hurt. Did they ever ask you any other questions other than what it felt like after the dog bite? No. Did they ever tell you that they were afraid of dogs after the dog bite? Yeah. When was that? Like that day? I'm sorry, which day? The day after I got bit by the dog. Who told you that he was afraid of a dog? Both of them. Did they say which dogs they were afraid of? No. What did they say to you? They said that they were afraid of dogs. Did they ever tell you whether they were afraid of Max or Honey or Lace? No. Did you ever see them around Max or Honey or Lace after the dog bite? Yeah. Did they play with Max or, yeah, Honey or Lace? Yes. How long was the first time that you saw Josh playing with Honey or Max or Lace after the dog bite? About a couple days after I got bit. Who was Josh playing with? Max. How did he play with Max at that time? They were like chasing each other. Did Josh ever play with Max before the dog bite? Yeah. How would he play with him then? Same thing, they would chase each other. Would he try and do anything while he was chasing Max? No, just run. Did he ever play ball with Max? Throw a ball? Yeah. Did he ever play tug of war with the dog? Yes. Okay, I'm going to switch transcripts for just a minute, okay? All right. This is a court case. This is the robbery fight gang. It's like a gang case. And looks like plaintiff is questioning. Here we go. I'm going to go pick up right at 160, okay? Because that's where we left off in the other transcript. Okay. And could you please describe what she is wearing today and where in the courtroom she's sitting? She's right on the right-hand side at the end of the table. She's not wearing makeup and she has something on her lips. I think it's eyeliner. Could you describe the clothes that she's wearing? Orange. Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant, Jeannie Ramirez. Yes. Mr. Gomez, how is it that you know Ms. Ramirez? I met her by Jose Santana. He's not here today. She was trying to fix her car. Me and Jose we went to her house. That's how I met her, by him. Is Jose Santana a friend of yours? Yeah. Did he introduce Jeannie Ramirez to you? No, it was just like face-to-face thing. Like we just started talking like friends. You and Ms. Ramirez? Yeah. Okay. Approximately how long ago was that? I think it's last year, or honestly, I don't remember exactly what month it was. Was it sometime in 2011? Yes. Okay. At some point, did Ms. Ramirez loan you money? Yes. When was that? It was, I think, December. No, I think it was around like November when they loaned me the money. November of 2011? Yeah. Is that a yes? Yes. How much money did Ms. Ramirez loan you? $83. At the time Ms. Ramirez loaned you the money, did you have an agreement with her to pay it back? I told her I was going to pay her back, but I didn't tell her when. I'm sorry, I didn't understand his answer. I told her, yeah, that I was going to pay her back, but I didn't tell her exactly when I was going to pay her back. So you agreed to pay her back, but you didn't know when you would be able to pay her back? Yeah. Is that a yes? Yes. Did you see Ms. Ramirez at any time after you borrowed the money from her? No, actually, I think I did. Yeah, because I was helping her to get her stuff out of where she used to have her house. I was helping her to move her stuff. So then, because I had one of her stereos with the speakers and everything, and I forgot to take those to her house. So I went straight into my house and I forgot. And then after that, then she sent me a text telling me that you should say goodbye to your parents or something like that. So at some point after you borrowed the money from her, is it your testimony that you helped her move? Pretty much, I was helping her. With regard to the stereo and speakers that you put in your car, what happened to the items? When I had them at the house for a while, and from there, I didn't see her. At that time, I had a car then, so I didn't have no way to take them to her. Okay, and you were living on Connor Road in the city of Escondido at that time? Yes. Is that located within San Diego County? Yes. At some point in November of 2011, did Ms. Ramirez come to your house? Actually, it was in December. That's when everything happened. Okay, so we'll stop there. Adam, do you have time to do just a one-page read back? Yeah? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to...
I don't have my software today, though.
Oh, no worries.
So I'm just reading back my notes. Wish me
Okay,
luck.
no worries. And if you need help or if you want to pass, let me know and I can read it back too.
Okay.
All right, so this is going to be defense, questioning. Okay, you're going to hear Dr. Blagsgall, Blaskall, Richard, clothing, complaints, fractured, Dr. Baker, disabled, restricted, let's see here, repaired, that's about it. Oh, opposite. Okay, incident. I write that as S-D-E-N-T. Not sure how you write it, but that's always a nice one for incident. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a two-stroker.
Oh, yeah, incident.
S-D-E-N-T.
S-D-E-N-T. Yeah. Okay, so the first time I'll read it at 160, right. Okay, and then at 140, and then again at 120. Okay, here we go. We'll do the fast one first. You are attributing it to this accident? Yes. In what manner are you attributing it to this accident? If something comes up, he tries to protect his leg, and so he goes the opposite way. Whom did he treat with as a result of that incident in which he fractured his left arm? Dr. Baker. Was his arm placed in a cast? Yes. For how long? I believe it was 8 weeks. Does he have any complaints regarding the arm now? No, he doesn't. It healed properly to your knowledge? Yes. How long was he disabled or restricted with that arm after July 18? Just a few months. Did he treat with any other doctor than Dr. Blaskall as a result of that incident on July 18? No. I assume that he was not hospitalized as a result of that accident? No, he wasn't. Was Richard's clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His sweater was torn. Anything else? Yes, his jeans had paint on them. Were any other articles of clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His shorts. No other articles of clothing were damaged? No. Was his bike repaired? No. How much was the bike when you purchased it new? I think it was $573. Okay, so we'll do it again at 140. So I felt bad because I didn't even see attributing. That's kind of the longest word in this Q&A. So attributing. Okay, here we go. You are attributing it to this accident? Yes. In what manner are you attributing it to this accident? If something comes up, he tries to protect his leg, and so he goes the opposite way. Whom did he treat with as a result of that incident in which he fractured his left arm? Dr. Baker. Was his arm placed in a cast? Yes. For how long? I believe it was 8 weeks. Does he have any complaints regarding the arm now? No, he doesn't. It healed properly to your knowledge? Yes. How long was he disabled or restricted with that arm after July 18? Just a few months. Did he treat with any other doctor than Dr. Blaskell as a result of that incident on July 18? No. I assume that he was not hospitalized as a result of that accident? No, he wasn't. Was Richard's clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His sweater was torn. Anything else? Yes, his jeans had paint on them. Were any other articles of clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His shorts. No other articles of clothing were damaged? No. Was his bike repaired? No. How much was the bike when you purchased it new? I think it was $573. All right, last time at 120. Here we go. You are attributing it to this accident? Yes. In what manner are you attributing it to this accident? If something comes up, he tries to protect his leg, and so he goes the opposite way. Whom did he treat with as a result of that incident in which he fractured his left arm? Dr. Baker. Was his arm placed in a cast? Yes. For how long? I believe it was 8 weeks. Does he have any complaints regarding the arm now? No, he doesn't. It healed properly to your knowledge? Yes. How long was he disabled or restricted with that arm after July 18? Just a few months. Did he treat with any other doctor than Dr. Blaskell as a result of that incident on July 18? No. I assume that he was not hospitalized as a result of that accident. No, he wasn't. Was Richard's clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His sweater was torn. Anything else? Yes, his jeans had paint on them. Were any other articles of clothing damaged as a result of this accident? His shorts. No other articles of clothing were damaged? No. Was his bike repaired? No. How much was the bike when you purchased it new? I think it was $573.
That's an expensive bike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, very. All right.
All right.
So if you want, I'll take the first one. Let me know when you find your spot.
I've got it.
You got it? Okay. All right, I'll take the first one, okay? So question, you are attributing it to this accident? Answer, yes.
Ooh. Gotta keep up with the scrolling though. Okay. Question, in what manner are you attributing it to this accident? Answer, if anything comes up, comma, he tries to protect his leg, comma, and so he goes the opposite way.
Perfect. The only thing I want to ask you is the answer. Do you have if something? I think you said
Let
if
me see.
anything.
I do have something.
Yay. Okay, good. Good job. I figured you did. Okay, question. Whom did he treat with as a result of that incident in which he fractured his left arm? Answer, Dr. Baker.
Question, was his arm placed in a cast? Answer, yes.
Question, for how long? Answer, I believe it was 8 weeks.
Question, does he have any complaints regarding the arm now? Answer, no, comma, he doesn't.
Awesome. Question, it healed properly to your knowledge? Answer, yes.
Question, how long was he disabled or restricted with that arm after July 18? Answer, just a few months.
Awesome. Question, did he treat with any other doctor? And you would think it would say other than, but he just says than, Dr. Glaskell as a result of that incident on July
Other
18th.
doctor than doctor. Well, because he already said other. Any other doctor than
Did he
Dr.
treat with
Draskell.
any other doctor? I don't know. For some
And
reason, to
Dr.
me, it
Draskell.
sounds like it's like, did he treat with any other doctor other than? But I guess, did he treat with any other doctor than? I guess so. I guess that's okay.
Yeah, they just moved it. Other doctor than
Yeah.
Dr. Draskell.
Any other doctor? Yeah, I guess because he says other before doctor. I don't know. It just seemed weird when I was reading it.
Where'd you get to? As a result of this incident on July 18? No?
Yes. Answer
Okay.
no.
Question, I assume that he was not hospitalized as a result of that accident. Answer, no, comma, he wasn't.
Awesome. Real quick, do you phrase that he was? You can do the whole thing.
I can, but I
Yeah.
didn't.
That's one of my favorite phrases because you can go THA and then he and then was.
Yeah, I have it in 2 strokes, but
Okay. Yeah.
I could just easily do it in 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Give a stroke.
Cool.
Let's see. Okay. Question. Was Richard's clothing damaged as a result of this accident? Answer, his sweater was torn.
Question, anything else? Answer, yes, comma, his jeans had paint on them.
Question, were any other articles of clothing damaged as a result of this accident? Answer, his shorts.
Question, no other articles of clothing were damaged? Answer, no.
Question, was his bike repaired? Answer, no.
Question, how much was the bike when you purchased it new? Answer, I think it was $573.
Perfect.
Cool.
Awesome. And then tonight we'll do the continuation of this. There's 1 page left, so for read back. Can you attend tonight, or do you have to work?
No,
Gotta work.
I have church stuff on Wednesday nights.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I did the 160 though. I read the 160 one.
Good job. I was going to ask you that and I forgot. Oh yeah. So are you starting to push now in the?
Honestly, the 160 felt like 120.
Oh, that's so awesome, Adam. So you're
I've been pushing 180 for a while,
good.
but yeah, it's just my software license expired, so I don't have my software until like the payment goes through and they like send me the new license code or whatever.
Do you
So
have,
I can't transcribe for like the weekend or a few days and stuff. But
oh,
yeah, I have Eclipse. I just mean for Eclipse.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
they can't do it right away?
Because they're processing the payment over the phone, and then they're like, and it was like over the weekend, so they were closed over the weekend, and then tried to do it yesterday, and they're like, oh, it might be like 24 hours or something. So
Are
hopefully
you getting the
I'll be
deal
up and
though?
running tomorrow. It's like $100 for the year, I think.
I don't know why. For some reason, I thought that Robert had a deal with them where it was just a one-time fee while you're a student.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe it's because I switched to. This is the first renewal since I'm with Platinum Steno.
Yeah, but
Because I was
oh,
with Simply Steno before.
okay. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, I'm going to ask Robert about that because I don't know. You would think that since you already were, you did pay though when you were at Simply Steno, right?
I don't remember paying. I think I was still under the same license from Sage. It hadn't expired. I think I paid for
Okay.
like
Okay.
you.
Maybe
I
that's
think they
it.
do it like a year at a time.
Okay. Okay. Maybe that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make sure. I'll ask Robert just to make sure. So now, are you able to, let's see, are you able, so you can't come tonight. Um,
Yeah, I can pretty much just do mornings, like Wednesday and
okay.
Friday morning.
Okay. So then I'll see you
So
on,
when you get your daughter's transcript, do it in the morning.
okay, I will. Yes. I'm going to see her this weekend. So I'm going to ask her. I have a game up in San Luis Obispo. So that's where she lives. So I'm
The
going to,
roller derby?
yeah. And it's in her
Nice.
town. Like it literally is in the town that she lives in. So
Nice.
yeah. So,
San Luis
I'm going to ask her if I
Obispo.
could get it from her.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Tell her beforehand.
Yes, I am. Because usually I've been
Have it
asking,
ready.
she's like, oh, I forgot it. Well, I'm going up there now. So I want to get it.
You're going to her house. There's no forgetting it now.
Yeah, that's right. That's
As
right.
long as you don't forget it.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. I'll put a reminder in my phone. So,
Right.
all right. Well, you have a great rest of your day.
You too, Jill.
Oh, all right. And I'll see you Friday morning.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Take care.
You too.
Great job. Great job.
Thanks.
You're climbing up the ladder there.
Thanks for the good practice.
Yep. You're welcome. Glad you enjoyed it. Okay. Bye, Adam.
Okay, bye.
Bye.